Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live. Habari Live. From Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to the Habari Live podcast. The show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Iesha, Jimmy, and Damon Dipleen Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah. Welcome to another episode of Habari Live, your go-to podcast for the Pulse of Phoenix and beyond. Like always, we are all the way live in Paradise Valley. I am Damon Dipleen Ellison.
Iesha.
And we'll be your go-to host for the week's upcoming news, politics, and more. Let's get it going. For the Pulse of Phoenix is what I was supposed to say, and beyond. And like always, we all the way live from Paradise Valley, like I always said. And we'll be your guide through the exciting stories and everyday happenings in our vibrant community, your weekly dose of inspiration, innovation, and insightful conversations from the heart of our city. Today, we do not have a guest, no guest today. We're just going to go straight into the news. So let's go ahead and run that.
And now, this week's Habari News Weekly with Damon Dipleen Ellison.
Okay. Sponsored by no one. If you do want to become a sponsor, make sure to email us at info@habarientertainment.com and we will set up a custom package just for you. And subscribe, like, follow, hit the alerts. Make sure you're with everything for we can keep you updated on what's going on with the news and entertainment in this crazy world. Another crazy week today. This week, man, Trump and crew made another mess of government.
Didn't they?
And just another crazy week of them making horrible decisions and just letting us know the terrible people like Pete Hegseth that they've put in charge. We've seen many rules, many of the budget constraints that they've put in, many of the people that they put in have been walked back. They had to change their mind. Mm-hmm. They had to bring funds back.
For joining in.
Thank you for everybody for joining in on TikTok, like she said. Thank you, TikTok. We appreciate you. Everybody on YouTube, what's up with it? Good morning. Let's get it going. Hope we have some good conversations this morning talking about what's going on in this crazy world we live in. And we just giving our perspective for what's going on. You know, this is what we do, man.
Roblox Kicks 781 said, "What's your opinion on Trump?"
He's garbage. No, he's just my opinion is he's just incompetent. He's not a great leader. He's a better distractor than he is a leader. He's good at pointing out things that are wrong, but it's easier to point out what other people are doing wrong than it is to actually lead. And those are the problems he's running into right now. Hey, go ahead and hit those. Go to design and hit that. Yeah, like earlier we was talking about one of those. Yeah, the News Weekly one. Is there a News Weekly one?
Mm-mm.
Oh, huh. All right. Appreciate it. But yeah, so that's my opinion on Trump. But you know, we talk about all these things and we want to make sure to hear from everybody. So we want to know your opinion and how you feel also. So
and there are ways we could hear your opinion. You could put your comments
down
in the comment section. We read them out loud. Or you can call us and we'll talk to you live on air.
Yeah, man. So first thing we're going to talk about is the craziness that's going on with immigration this week. We saw an escalation of some of the things that's going on with the Trump administration and some of the things that they are doing. We've witnessed judges arrested from a couple of different places. So I think it's a couple judges that's been arrested. This is craziness, man. This is craziness. To see judges starting to get arrested for their stances. They've already decided to not listen to most of the judges that put their opinions forward and put in place what they think is supposed to happen in the cases, and they're being ignored. Trump them is not listening to one judge, but mainly what they're doing is just ignoring them, and now they're arresting them. So this is going to be pretty crazy to see what happens next. It's just sad, man, to see this in America, where we're going down this path.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's crazy. All the things that he's doing with the executive orders on school discipline,
Mm-hmm.
the like you said earlier, we'll be touching on him, his immigration policies and who he's been deporting as of late. His just some of the oopsies that he's done recently.
A lot of my bads. A lot of
whole
those.
lot.
Yeah, I mean, everything's my bad. We didn't mean to do that. My fault. Another my fault by Pete Hegseth sending out defense plans to his brothers and his wife. I mean, they both, one's an attorney for the Pentagon and the other works for the Pentagon, but they wasn't supposed to know this information. This information was not for them.
Right.
So, this is another mistake that they're just going to gloss over.
Mm-hmm.
But if this was the Democrats, they would be losing their minds, going all on TV, talking about how everybody needs to be fired and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's them, it's no big deal.
Right.
And it's no big deal that we messed up.
Yep. Also today we'll be talking about a very serious topic here.
Mm-hmm.
One that goes deep into immigration, civil rights, and the growing authoritarianism.
Wow.
Excuse me, y'all. Look, I'm not gonna
Okay.
get it. Y'all gonna get me for it. But this is all under Trump's policies that he's trying to put in place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just so crazy how he's doing these things, and then he's already got merch out on his website talking about he's running for 2028. He's running for that third term, and he doesn't understand the Constitution.
They don't care about the Constitution, bro. They don't care about the Constitution. We find that out every day. Everything that they do is pretty much a constitutional, anti-constitutional.
Right.
Most everything. I mean, the laws that they're trying to put in place, the things that they're doing, not listening to the judiciary. I mean, this just acting like the judiciary isn't even a part of it. It doesn't exist. Like they're not part of a branch of the government. Like their decisions doesn't matter. So nah, man. The only part of the Constitution that Republicans care about is the Second Amendment, guns, that they can kill people. That's the only one that matters to them.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech can be taken away from people. Due process can be taken away from people. They don't mind as long as they can say the N-word on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
They're fine. If you could take away everybody else's freedom of speech, they would be okay with that.
Yep.
That you see them all mad and upset because they don't want this guy that was sent to El Salvador against the judge's wishes.
Right.
They don't want him to have due process because they don't care. They don't care. As long as it isn't them, they don't care. It doesn't matter to them. Another person can be kicked out of the country, pulled out, and they're just gone with their life as long as it isn't them. So let's get right into it. First, let's look at this video on April 19th. Hundreds of activists marched the streets of St. Louis, Missouri. Their demand the release of Mahmoud Khalil and every other student detained by the Trump administration. Over 1,000 international students have had their visas revoked or their legal statuses changed with little to no warning. Let's go ahead and in St. Louis. They're out in the rain fighting against injustice.
Yep.
Fighting against the KKK, which this administration is pretty much aligned with. Fighting against the people who are sending people out of the country who came here just to study. But because they don't align with the Trump administration and what they believe, like Palestinians can't have a different view about things. Like they can't have a different life or a different outlook. They're being kicked out of the country. It's ridiculous. Go ahead.
I mean, it's horrifying. It really is. These are our college students, many of whom came here legally, contributed to our institutions, following the rules, and now they're being treated like they are criminals. They're here on student visas.
That's crazy. It's not just students. It's a whole system, from judges getting arrested for protecting due process to ICE raids without warrants. This is authoritarian territory.
Yep. And speaking of due process, let's go ahead and look at what Senator Chris Van Hollen had to say on Fox News on Sunday.
The mother being unable to understand why you would spend so much time and energy for this person who was not in your state or in the country legally, at which time she felt like you didn't have the same concern about her daughter and her family.
I did have concern. I have concern. My heart goes out to every Maryland family that is the victim of violence, regardless of the perpetrator. And that is why I am very glad, and said so, that a court of law has convicted her killer. That is where we litigate these issues. That is where the Trump administration admitted that they had wrongfully detained and deported Abrego Garcia. My whole point here is, if you deprive one man of his constitutional rights, you threaten the constitutional rights of everybody. I would hope that all of us would understand that principle. You're a lawyer. I'm not vouching for the individual. I'm vouching for his rights under the Constitution.
So just quickly then, if he is brought back, if the administration finally says, okay, we got a duty, let's get him back here, and he's given due process, then deported again, you're okay with that process?
I support the rule of law. That's exactly my point here. And if you threaten the rule of law for one person, you threaten it for everybody in America.
Well, we know it's been a whirlwind, so we thank you for taking time to come in. We appreciate it. Always good to see you, Senator.
You too.
Now, I mean, exactly what Chris Van Hollen says. If you deprive one man of his constitutional rights, you've deprived us all.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to say that to Putin over there on TikTok. Look, man, you don't have to align with American values when you come to America. Only as long as you're not breaking the law, you can come to America. You don't have to align with our values. You don't have to become American, like you people say. You don't have to speak the fucking language. You don't have to do any of those things. Only thing you have to do is come here and do not break the law. That's it. All these other, everything else that you're trying to attach to become an American is not really what America was built on. It was built on bringing in all people of all races, all people of all cultures. It never said you have to speak the language. That's the reason why we never picked a language. We never had an official language, because this country was built and made of so many people and so many different cultures that spoke so many different languages. And this guy want to come in, make English the language, make people bend to our cultures. It's just ridiculous what's going on. Ridiculous. Now, everybody keeps saying, oh, they're illegal. They came here the illegal way. All these students came here via student visas. That is a legal way to immigrate. So I don't really understand why you guys don't understand the word legal immigrants. They had student visas. They're being kicked out the country without due process because they maybe made a post on Facebook that said, I don't agree with the genocide. That means you get to get kicked out of the country because you don't agree with genocide? Most people don't agree with that.
Have less due process than Americans.
That is not true. The Constitution says we all have equal rights to due process, no matter if you're a student or not. Period. Everyone has rights. I don't know why you people think the rights of other people that are non-citizens are different. They get to see they dare in court. They day in court just like anyone else. You're incorrect about that. It hits hard, man, when we have let the law bend for one person or one group, when we're open the door for it to break for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. But the disrespect doesn't just stop there. There's no due process, no rights. So let's listen to what Trump's White House Deputy Chief of Staff, Stephen Miller, had
For the
to
love
say.
of God, where are the damages for Americans? Where do I even begin? Where do I even start? We used to have a functioning public school system in this country. Then we had open borders. Now our schools are in chaos and disarray. We need hundreds of translators. Nobody's learning how to read or write. An entire generation of Americans, multiple generations, in fact, have been robbed of educational opportunities. Entire cities. Look at Los Angeles. Once a paradise of safety, security, and prosperity. Entire neighborhoods occupied and controlled by foreign gangs. Where do all the residents who've been displaced, who've been forced out of Los Angeles, where do they go to get their reparations? And then what about the victims of fentanyl poisoning brought in by Democrats' open border? Hundreds of thousands of moms and dads whose kids are dead and buried in the ground. Where do they go to get their reparations from the government? And then all the women who have been raped, who've been beaten, who've been murdered, all the dads who've been shot dead and aren't home, all the police officers who've been slain by illegal aliens in ambush attacks in the line of duty. Where do any of these people go? Where do any of their families go to get reparations? Or the 500,000 children that Joe Biden trafficked across the southern border and put into the hands of unvetted so-called sponsors? Do you know how many stories I could tell you of children that were trafficked across the border and raped because of the policies of Joe Biden? There aren't enough volumes that could fit into a library to calculate the carnage that has been inflicted by the Democrat Party's policy of open borders. We can spend the rest of our lives trying to document those harms. Where does our whole country go to get repaid for all of the wealth, all of the prosperity and security that has been stolen from us by decades of uncontrolled illegal mass migration? Because we all deserve reparations for what has been stolen from us. It is a tragedy that defies our ability to even describe it.
So what was stolen from?
That was just Stephen Miller, who was he's just a disgusting person.
I'm trying to sit here and figure out what was stolen from us.
Man, ain't nothing stole from these people, man. These people sitting around complaining because people from other countries have came into America. It's ridiculous, man. Where people are here because they wanted to be a part of what's going on in America. That's why they came here, man. To equate every person that comes to this country to criminals is just racist, prejudice, ridiculous. This dude, I swear, man, I don't know why he's so fucking mad and angry. They own the country. Everything. This dude is rich. I don't know what he's so pissed about, that the fact that there's people that are brown that are in the country.
A reconfiguring dude talking about stuff stolen from him when his ancestors stole this country.
Stole the entire country, man. And then he's talking about reparations because people have lost so much because immigrants have came into the country. Then they're talking about people who have been raped. Like, this is crazy. These is coming from the same people who are saying black people don't deserve reparations.
Right.
For all the years that our grandparents were raped, and all the people who were killed on the streets, and all the riots, and we don't deserve reparations for anything. But the people, Americans, deserve reparations because some immigrants came in and did some things that were incorrect.
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because black folks have been asking for reparations for centuries. And every time the conversation comes up, they always tell us it's too complicated.
Switch the camera.
It's too divisive. It's not feasible. But suddenly there's room for reparations For white Americans?
Yeah, I mean, the comment from Stephen Miller is definitely pretty crazy, man. I don't get it, man. These people talking about they need reparations
Because of immigrants.
because of immigrants have came into the country. I mean, the hate he was spewing, saying every immigrant has raped and killed. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What is rape them? What is because some people. All right, so we can do that. Let's equate all the white people with the KKK and all the shit that they've done over the years and all the hate groups that's in there. Let's just put them all and lump them all together like you did. You just lumped all the immigrants together with killers and rapists. Some of people come here and do great things, but you're gonna equate them with people who kill and murder? Like it's just ridiculous, man. I don't understand. But what? No, we're not, Joan Rotley. We're not talking about how I was personally wrong. We're talking about Stephen Miller saying that he needs reparations because he was wronged by immigrants coming here to this country. We're not talking about me. We're just equating those things, saying this is what's going on. No, you missed the video then, Miss Rotley. You missed the video of Mr. Stephen Miller saying that the reparations should be coming to white Americans because of immigrants. I'm not making up shit.
Immigrants commit less crimes than
If you
US
need to
citizens.
rewind. You gotta come with something better, man. Where's the blacks in World War I and World War II? What are you talking about? Where's the blacks
Black
in
folks
World
were were traded by their kings and queens for alcohol mirrors.
Dude, I don't understand what's that have to do with what's going on in America. Y'all make up more excuses than any people I know.
Reconfiguring white U.S. citizens commit and get away with more crimes than immigrants.
Right? I mean, I'm not breaking it down in white or black. I'm just saying American citizens commit more crimes than immigrants. Most immigrants come here and just work and do their thing. Now we're making them into killers. Stephen Miller is a piece of shit, man. Him saying ordinary Americans deserve reparations for the damage caused by mass migration, blaming it on Biden is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Mass migration it did not happen. There were no mass migrations that these people are saying are happening. He let in a lot of people, especially people from Haiti, who were going through a lot of things. A lot of people from South America that were going through a lot of things when a lot of gangs were taking over these countries and these areas and people were running to get away from places. That's what America's supposed to be. We're supposed to help those that need help. And now this is called mass migration. It wasn't called mass migration when the Irish was coming in.
Right.
It wasn't called mass migration when the Italians coming in, even though if you go back to those times, they were talking just like they're talking about these people from South America. But now you don't see it like that because those people have assimilated into American culture. Now they're not seen as devils and don't look at those Catholics. They're not seen as that anymore. Now they're normal white people. But these people are seen as evil. And that's the things that's bullshit, man. Stephen Miller is a racist. And he's just walking around upset because he's just a piece of shit. I mean, I just can't believe that he brought up reparations. It's ridiculous, man. And, like you said, for centuries, we've been trying to get this complicated, divisive issue taken care of, where at least the people should have been gotten that should have gotten reparations soon as they were released as slaves. Now it's been decades and century and they can't figure out who needs what and everybody, I didn't do anything. That's how it is.
We love immigrants. We have laws back in the day. They went through Ellis
when the Jews
Island.
got reparations, we didn't get with nobody came up with this. I didn't do anything. We gave them money.
Right.
When they gave it to the Chinese who was heading to, and the Japanese who were put in internment camps, we couldn't figure that out. We figured that out and we gave them money. We can't figure out anything else though. It's too complicated. It's too divisive. I mean, it's just annoying, man. Let's move on here. even the immigrants of long ago were vetted. No, they weren't really vetted. They were brought through Ellis Island. We were just taking in everyone.
He also said
They were changing their
Reconfiguring
names.
said the first immigrants in this country were 100% illegal.
Definitely illegal. They were coming illegally. They were coming across the boats. There was so many people coming that they had to set up these places in Ellis Island to be able to at least get these people names and understand where they're coming from. We didn't do any background checks on these people. I mean, everybody celebrate Ellis Island. They love these places, but when it comes to people who are brown, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So it's just insulting. It's a distraction tactic. Let's take a look at our next video. This one breaks down the double standard. No, I don't have this one. It don't have a video on this one, but we're going to talk about the double standard of how the justice system, it doesn't work for everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
We got people being kicked out of the country without due process, but we got terrorist suspects, they get due process.
Right.
While immigrants are being exiled and kicked out without due process. And that's all people want. You know, they sitting around talking about, oh, the Democrats, they're for MS-13. No. We don't give a hell who you are. You still supposed to have your day in court, man. You're not supposed to be able to take people's only thing that makes you feel like you are a citizen is that you have the right to defend yourself, the right to your day in court, the right to due process. And if you are taking those things away, then they can snatch any of us up and throw us where they want to. And those are the number one things that we are against in America.
Reconfiguring. Obviously, we got a lot of uneducated people in the U.S.
Man, there you go.
I mean, you know, I don't even know what to say. We got white men who storm the Capitol and get Burger King on their way to jail. Meanwhile, immigrant families are torn apart due to expired paperwork.
And I was bleeding into the academic space. Let's watch this as the FBI, Michigan State Police, and local officers raided a home across Michigan on Wednesday. The TAHRIR Coalition claims the raids targeted pro-Palestinian students, organizers from the University of Michigan. Let's check it out.
No search warrant was provided.
Look how they just down the door like that.
Put your hands out!
Hands up! Where y'all watching from?
Goodness, man. Busting in these people's house like these people that murdered 16 motherfuckers, man. This is just an ICE raid. This is America. This is some Nazi shit. This is what the Germans did to the Jews. Like, what the fuck is going on? And we got people on the sidelines clapping for this shit? Man, come on, man.
They're criminalizing dissent now. Protesting the war.
Switch it up, bro.
Speaking up for Palestine. That's now enough to get you raided. Just to speak up. Just to say, hey, I don't like the war that's going on. Can we stop the war? Just to say that. That's enough to get you
kicked out the country and sent back to your home.
That's enough for your door to be broke down like that.
Hey,
it's
man,
crazy.
You saying White Falcon 44, switch the camera. 44 don't do bad things. These people they're just students who don't agree with the administration. That's what's going on. We have people who don't agree with the administration being kicked out of the country just because of their views.
Right.
That's not First Amendment. That's not looking at the Constitution. We have freedom of speech. None of it is hate speech. But if you disagree with the Israelis, they're saying it's hate speech. So let's go into this next quote, and which says it all. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said, if you love freedom, but don't believe freedom is for everybody, then the thing you love is not freedom, it is privilege.
Yep.
It's privilege.
And you know, there's a few comments over here from YouTube. If you don't like immigrants, you can leave this country. Enough said.
Oh my God. That's real. We
Leave
all
the
are
U.S.
immigrants.
if you don't like immigrants.
That's real. We're a country. All of us a country of immigrants. The only people who have any to say about that is the natives.
Jimmy, you're right. Donald Trump is literally Wilson Fisk.
He is evil. Israeli has right to defend itself. When you chant from the river to sea, they have the right to defend themselves, but they've went overboard.
The 13th and 14th Amendment needs to be investigated.
Oh my goodness, get the hell out of here. Man, that's the type.
I'm not for removing family with expired paperwork.
I mean, as long as people are getting due process like they're supposed to,
right.
It shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be an issue.
The USA belongs to all the immigrants of the world.
I mean, when you got people on your live talking about the 13th Amendment, which is slavery, and the 14th Amendment, which is equal protection, that needs to be stopped. This is the type of stuff we have people saying, man, in this country. You understand why we are equating you people to Nazis? When you're saying equal protection and slavery should be ended, that we should look into the 13th and 14th Amendments. It's pretty disgusting, man. You should go look at yourself in the mirror, man. You're a piece of shit. Straight up. Go ahead.
The truth is, now that we're going to play this next video, ICE agents arrested in Virginia, a Virginia man in courthouse raid. Immediately after a judge dismissed his case.
Wow.
No badges, no warrants, and one of them even had a completely covered face.
Wow.
After this man goes to court, the court says, "You're good to stay. We're dismissing your case." Unidentified men arrest this man.
You gotta stop with the long pauses.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Let's go ahead and play the clip.
Excuse me, you cannot impede me on my lawful duties. That is a crime. Do you understand? Do not touch me or impede me in my lawful duties, ma'am. Do you understand? It is a crime for you to do so.
Why? Do you have a warrant for his arrest? Do you have a warrant for his arrest?
Yes.
Where?
Hey,
warrant?
grab him.
The warrant for his arrest. Warrant signed by a
Get
judge.
off me or I am calling the U.S. attorney and prosecuting you for assault on a federal officer.
Show us the warrant
Back
for his
up.
arrest. Show us a warrant signed by a judge.
Turn him around.
You don't have a warrant.
Sir.
Show us a warrant for his arrest.
We are officers with Homeland Security.
You don't have a warrant signed by a judge.
All right, Senor Dominguez.
You don't have to.
And they gonna still cuff this man.
Disgusting. This is just disgusting, dog.
Everybody ready? Yep. Let's go out, please.
He got on a backpack and everything. Like, these are just normal people.
No, they play as normal people so
Right.
they can get close to you. Then that's when they get you because you just think it's just a normal dude. That's how they do you.
Just everybody make sure we got it.
Undercover agent. So they claim.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
That's ridiculous.
So that's some secret police level stuff. Go ahead, switch it, bro. That's some secret police level stuff in the U.S. in the courthouse.
He's not in the country illegally. The court just dismissed his case.
The judge just dismissed his case, man. The judge just said the man can stay in the country. He was good to go. And they arrest him immediately. They're not listening to judges.
Still, inside the courthouse, they arrest this man.
Craziness. Go ahead.
And it gets worse. Take a listen at this next clip where U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi announces that any judge who disagrees with Trump's deportation policies will be arrested.
It should be the Pam Bondi video, bro.
Judiciary is beyond me. Yeah, so when the American public hears this and they think these were once upstanding people in their communities and their professions, and they put it all on the line for this, I mean, have you dug into their motive? Like, what inspired them to carry out these acts and harbor criminals? They're deranged is all I can think of. I cannot believe. I think some of these judges think they are beyond and above the law, and they are not. And we're sending a very strong message today. If you are harboring a fugitive, we don't care who you are. If you are helping hide one, if you are giving a TDA member guns, anyone who is illegally in this country, we will come after you and we will prosecute you. We will find you.
If I could.
Y'all heard that,
man. So White Falcon says we fight for civil rights when the people who built this place already had rights.
Switch camera.
Blacks need didn't need the 13th and 14th Amendment. They already had rights in place. We were slaves. What the fuck are you talking about, you idiot? Even those rights didn't come to us. Remember, we were a 3/5 compromise. We weren't whole people. So the rest of the Constitution didn't matter. Even though it says us Americans, everybody's free, that wasn't true. So they had to put in new amendments because they wasn't paying attention to the other shit that was going on. Man, y'all got to stop all the bull, man. But man, I mean, this is ridiculous that we have judges being arrested right now. We have actual judges being picked up and arrested. This is craziness. And the judges, they're not listening to the judges.
Right.
And then you're going to arrest them when they say, hey, nah, we said you're not picking this person up. And then they arrest the judge. This is crazy.
You're right. The line of decency keeps being moved.
Switch the cams, bro.
You're right. I mean, and she meant what she said. She really did. Pam Bondi meant what she said. In this next video, MSNBC reads FBI Director Kash Patel's now deleted tweet where he's announcing the arrest of Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan for allegedly helping an undocumented ICE immigrant evade ICE.
Go ahead, run that clip.
The MSNBC one with the FBI director.
I think
read
it's
to you
Kash
FBI Director
Patel.
Kash Patel's tweet. He says in part, quote, just now, the FBI arrested Judge Hannah Dugan out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin on charges of obstruction after evidence of Judge Dugan obstructing an immigration arrest operation last week. He says, going on, saying, we believe Judge Dugan intentionally misdirected federal agents away from the subject to be arrested in her courthouse at Eduardo Flores Ruiz, allowing the subject, who they call an illegal alien, to evade arrest. Now, they say that this individual was eventually arrested by DHS officials. This is something that is just developing, Anna, and we have not yet seen any court documents in this case, but we are awaiting further news on this topic.
I mean, these people, man, they talking about coming after everybody.
That's crazy.
It's just this is a dictatorship. This isn't democracy, man. I mean, this is crazy. I don't understand what's going on, man. We got Kash Patel deleting how they're going to throw out judges because they don't agree
right
with what's going on.
I mean, right. And then we got comments like Harris, how many illegals are you housing? They love asking that question. How many illegals do you let stay in your house?
Man, what are you talking about, dog? We just asking for the people to get due process and for them to listen to the judges. That's all we're saying. Nobody's saying any of this craziness that you people are talking about. Judges are getting arrested for upholding justice.
Right.
That's not law enforcement. That's retaliation.
Yep, it is. And, here's what Representative Ro Khanna had to say about all of
Breaking news.
this.
The Trump administration has arrested a Wisconsin judge. She simply stood up for due process and immigrant rights. This is extremely dangerous. This is a blatant violation of the rule of law, an attack on our courts. We all need to speak up. This is the most dangerous move the Trump administration has made.
And they don't care. He's going to continue to make moves just like this.
I mean, it's disgusting, man. It's purely disgusting. I don't get it. I'm not understanding why they're going after judges. There's ways. Obama was able to send a lot of people home,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't remember him doing anything like this. This wasn't part of the plan when Obama sent all those people. Y'all calling him the deporter in chief.
Yep,
I don't
they
remember
did.
him doing any of these things. I don't remember him arresting judges. I don't remember him skipping due process. I don't remember him ignoring judges. This is disgusting what's going on, man. And anybody that's taking this shit and saying it's okay, you need to reevaluate your life. Now let's listen to White Falcon, who's always saying some craziness. Didn't Martin Luther King hold hands with these nations? He put us in burning buildings after I want what's mine, everything. Washington, D.C. What are you talking about, bro?
He's
Anyway.
referring to the reparations. Where's my check?
Whatever. He's right. Arresting judges sets a chilling precedent. I have to agree with Roe. Last but not least, we have one more clip, man. ICE raided the home of a former New Mexico judge last Thursday. Let's see this judge here being put into a car and see the video of this. It's pretty crazy. I mean, it's pretty plain. Look. This is a New Mexico judge being arrested by I mean, what are we doing?
Laver. Exactly, Elijah. It's wild deporting immigrants from a place created by immigrants.
That's real. I mean, they raided the home of a judge.
A judge.
They're going after the judges. They're not hiding illegal immigrants, man. Due process is what they're trying to give these people, and the Trump administration doesn't want that
at all.
They don't want due process. The judges can make decisions. They're part of the government.
They're going after anybody who dares to fight it.
Anybody who defies what they are saying, they're going after.
They don't care if you're a judge, a student, a protester. It's just a total crackdown going on out there. It's so sad.
I don't understand what's going on, man.
People are being treated like this. Humans are being treated like this.
It just doesn't seem like it's about law and order. It's about control. If we don't wake up, speak out, and organize, this playbook becomes the norm.
Yep.
You're going to be next. They're going to be at your house arresting you.
And let's remember, if justice is denied to one,
switch the camera.
It's a threat to all.
To all, man. To everyone.
Everyone deserves justice. Everyone deserves due process. Regardless of how you're in this country.
Oh, man, I have to disagree with you, man. Due process is not just for legal citizens. It's for all people who just going through this country. They get the same rights of due process. People have to understand what the Constitution says. It doesn't say that only American citizens are given rights. It says all people are given the same rights.
Farmer LeBaron, you can just go on and get out the comment section with your racist self. If these judges had put black kid in jail, you'd burn down entire towns. No, you just making a racist stereotype.
Put black people in jail all the fucking time. Shut up, man. Fuck out of here.
All of a sudden, the monkeys are on the judge's side.
Dude, you a racist piece of shit, bro.
That's why you don't have his photo up there. That's why you don't have his real name
because he don't want that. He don't want to put his real name up there because he gonna know people gonna come after him and take his shit. So that's what they do. Man, so let's stay informed, stay loud, and keep asking questions. Keep asking questions. Don't let these people just keep arresting everybody, man. Be loud. Do what they did in St. Louis. Take to the streets. Protest against these fucking racists.
Use your freedom of speech.
That's real.
Use your right to protest.
Switch the cam.
These are your American freedoms. Right to protest. Free speech. You can detest this government. You don't have to agree with everything that Trump's administration is doing and saying.
That's real.
You can think for yourself.
So let's go ahead and dive into our second segment, man, of Habari Live this day. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this.
Ferguson happened off of a lie.
Go ahead.
You're right. First up, a little drama from Fox News. Pete Hegseth. It turns out Pete was sending top secret information to his wife, his brother, through Signal. But it's the same Pete Hegseth. You guys got that right? This is the same Pete Hegseth that was demanding accountability from Biden for classified documents. Let's go ahead and roll.
When you dismiss people who DOJ and FBI seems happy to take the word of Biden's lawyers, which is why it does feel like it's so much different than what happened to Donald Trump.
Well, look, unless the FBI is paying those personal attorneys, they shouldn't be taking anybody's word but their own investigators in the DOJ. No. I mean, that's their job. Unless they're getting paid. And if they are, that would be our money. So maybe we go deeper. I don't think they are. But what else would be the reason for why at this point you don't tap every place he's ever been since he left office as a senator 15 years ago, since you know some of the latest documents date back to then? Why aren't you now going every place he's been? And by the way, who else has been with all those papers? Maybe you have 1,000 places you need to go now, depending on how many hands touched them.
Yeah, I mean, he is the president of the United States, which does create complications. But it also increases the urgency. If the top man in the job handled classified documents this flippantly for that long, why was that the case? Was it really that he didn't know? Because when you take something out of a skiff, if you're a senator, you know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing.
You had to sneak it out.
And you're moving it. You had to sneak it out. Or someone gave it to you with the wrong protocol, which you were complicit in. And then you don't even know how many you have, and you've clearly hidden them from the public. You're the president of the United States. As was stated earlier by Governor Sununu, if at the very top there's no accountability, why should there be for Christian Saucier, the submariner who took photos in a submarine and didn't even show them to anybody, just had them. And they wanted to throw away the key on the guy. That's the two tiers of justice that exist. This is going to haunt the Biden campaign should he try to run, because this connects dots to Hunter. This connects dots to foreign interference or the foreign influence. And if anyone in the press outside of this network actually does any homework, the smoke is right there. The question is, will they do it? And Biden's political opponents know that weakness, and they'll continue to foment it.
Yeah, the worst part so far that legal experts have told me, Pete, is finding
Kevin McCarthy learned how to spell felon.
Yeah, man.
How come Trump is above the law?
He is not above the law. But right now we are definitely letting him be above the law right now.
Right.
We definitely are. Can you straighten this? But I mean, our main thing that we want to discuss is just, you know, he wanted Biden held accountable. He wanted him held accountable. He wanted Biden to be punished. He wanted Biden to be impeached. He wanted Biden to face consequences for his actions with these documents. But for some reason, when Pete Hegseth is clumsy with his documents, it's, oh, my bad. We didn't mean to do that. It's not a big deal. Oh, it's we didn't do anything. Just go back to your regular scheduled programming. But when it was Biden that did some things, when President Trump also had documents by his toilet in his bathroom, they overlooked that. But when it was Biden, it's, oh, do this. When it's Hillary, it's, oh, lock them up. But when it's them, crickets. Why do they think that they have to, they are held to a different standard? I don't know. Why do they think they just get to do whatever the hell they want to? I don't know. But everyone else, Biden, all the Democrats, they need to face what they did. They need punishment for that. Oh, they were clumsy with some documents. But when it's them and they are in charge, it's no big deal. We'll be okay. It's okay. Pete, he talked a big game about 2 tiers of justice. But the irony, he's living the second tier right now. No accountability, just vibes.
You're right, exactly. And if you're going to scream about classified documents, maybe don't casually text them to a group chat.
I mean, and speaking of Pete, it doesn't stop there. Let's look at his latest comments after the second leak allegations dropped.
When you dismiss people who you believe are leaking classified information, and again, the investigation is ongoing and that will take time, and when the evidence produced, it will go to DOJ, why would it surprise anybody, Brian, if those very same people keep leaking to the very same reporters whatever information they think they can have to try to sabotage the agenda of the president or the secretary? So once a leaker, always a leaker, often a leaker. And so we look for leakers because we take it very seriously. And we will do the investigation. Right. And if those people are exonerated, fantastic. We don't think, based on what we understand, that it's going to be a good day for a number of those individuals because of what was found in the investigation. So if they want to keep leaking and pushing and peddling things that try to sabotage the president's agenda, that's unfortunate. But that's how leaking works in this town. We're focused on recruiting, on rooting out DEI, on securing our southwest border, on the president's agenda, and it's going very well at the Pentagon, and I'm proud of it.
It's crazy. Go ahead.
Citizens don't have rights. Citizens have rights. Subjects don't. I mean, these people on these comment section is ridiculous,
they
right?
They say anything.
But I mean, if we're gonna, it's Pete might need to look in the mirror.
Yes, very hard.
Once a leaker, always a leaker, sir. You will leak classified information to your family, to your brother, and your wife. Like it was Thanksgiving recipes. Here, we finna do this.
And then they never take responsibility. It's like the Spider-Man meme where they're all pointing at each other.
All of them.
Everybody pointing at everybody. Nobody's taking responsibility, no accountability for anything. It's ridiculous, man.
You're right. And let's switch gears here. Let's go ahead and talk about the economy for a little bit. Trump said that he's been in negotiations with China over trade deals. But China said, but didn't China have a different story? I mean, they said, nah, we haven't been in negotiations, right? That's crazy.
近来美方不断是有消息称中美之间正在谈判，甚至将会达成协议。请问您能否证实双方有没有开始谈判？
这些都是假消息。据我了解，中美双方并没有就关税问题进行磋商或谈判，更谈不上达成协议。这场关税战是由美方发起的，中方的态度是一贯的、明确的，打奉陪到底，谈大门敞开。对话谈判必须是平等、尊重、互惠的。
Listen to that shit. No, I haven't talked to them. No, we haven't said anything to each other. I mean, it's ridiculous, man, that Trump comes on here saying just garbage.
He just come on there saying anything, don't
Anything. He hasn't talked to these people, man. They're all talking about all the countries that's calling Trump and they're ready to negotiate. People don't want to fuck with you, man, because you know why? You went back on your word. Yep. That is not the way you negotiate. You don't negotiate by putting tariffs on everybody and making everybody pay more. You negotiate by going to talk to the people, discussing the people who have issues, who has trade problems, try to figure out how we can fix those things. And if those do you go to the drawing board and you figure out a way to make sure that these trades are even.
Richard Collins said China needs the U.S. The U.S. doesn't need China.
Yeah, right. You know how many products we got that says from China on it? You are 100% wrong. We both need each other. That's the way trade works. It's not just from one side. It's called trade. You give me something, I give you something. It's 1 billion people there. We're not going to have the same trade because it's a lot more of them, and they're doing a lot more manufacturing, and they're making a lot more less money than we do.
Yep.
America is we buy products. We're going to build the top stuff. We're going to have the smartest people, but we're not going to have manufacturing the way we used to have it in the fucking 40s and 50s.
Right, Desert Land Kid. Richard is hilarious.
He's ridiculous. I just don't get it, man. It's just wild. Trump's out here telling everybody he's making big moves, and China's like, sir, who are you? What are you even talking about?
Exactly. Overcomer said, China is well known for lying whenever it suits them. The fact that you're willing to believe them rather than your president says a lot about where your loyalties lie.
Man,
Overcomer,
fuck Donald Trump.
Trump is the biggest liar ever.
Lie about everything. I don't believe nothing that dude says. All he does is lie. Go ahead and switch the camera.
But you know what? This whole thing with China and everything is going on. It's with China saying that, you know what, we ain't had nothing to deal with with Trump. We haven't talked to him. We haven't started any negotiations. It's just like Trump's being straight ghosted. He's been left on red. He keeps reaching out. He keeps saying, hey, come to the negotiation table.
And they like, I want to talk to this nerd.
We want to have nothing to do with him.
Because you went against your word.
We can't continue to think that someone who is supposed to stand on their word, who keeps flip-flopping and saying, oopsie, my bad.
Right.
Let's do this.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can we turn it back to the way it was, please? Like, make up your mind, bro. What you gonna do?
I mean, it gets better. This week, Trump, he had another time where he's trying to fool the American people, man. He's trying to tell us that gas prices have dropped to $1.98 under his watch. Reality check time, man.
But did you just say $1.98?
Yeah, man, that's what he's telling us. Gas is $1.98.
Where? In reality, Mississippi and Tennessee barely touched $2.70.
Right. Right. I mean, but he's trying to tell us that. I mean, here we still seeing $4 gas. So I don't know that Mississippi and Tennessee might got $2.70, but that's not what we seeing.
It's pretty much $4 here.
Right, I know. I mean, that's what it is in Arizona, in the Phoenix area. Maybe he meant to say imaginary states like confusion and delusion, the state that he's in.
White Falcon. Where is gas $1.98?
I mean, he's making stuff up like always, man. This dude ain't no goddamn gas $1.98, man. But this is the type of shit he tried to say. Hey, if Trump says it, it's real.
He said in a few weeks.
In a few weeks, my ass, man. I mean, dude, he's a liar. Just like you said, Richard, he's a liar. Are you calling us a liar or him a liar? Because he's a liar. It's not going to be that in a few weeks either.
White Falcon, how is voting a crime? How is voting a crime? Voting is not a crime. It is a right. It is something that you have the right to do.
Yeah, man. Trump got us on lock, John 101. Go ahead.
Speaking of confusion, here's Trump again. This time, he can't even get basic trade facts right.
I don't blame any country, not the worst of them. We were abused by countries. I blame the president of the United States that happened to be sitting when these deals were made. Disgraceful.
The wrong. But, we're supposed to be playing a different video. It's different. But this man said that everybody had a surplus with the U.S.
Right.
I mean, this is the dude who negotiated these deals. I don't think he remembers that he's the one that did the negotiating.
Right. He's the one that signed the USMCA. He signed the phase 1 with China.
Switch the camera.
Like, is somebody gonna tell Trump that he was actually president and not just watching this on TV? That he was the actual president that signed these documents and said, "Hey, we're good for this."
I just don't get it, man. I don't understand. If you're gonna rewrite history, at least get a ghostwriter. Right. At least be real. At least tell some truths. $2.60 is not $1.98 though, bro. It's not $1.98. That's way off. It's not the same.
But I would like to see $2.60 in Arizona.
Me too. I definitely would. So
and you know, speaking of rewriting, GOP Representative Diana Harshberger just accused Representative Al Green of faking using a cane, and even suggested that it could be hiding a gun.
This is disgusting. Go ahead and run the clip.
Whew. Diana Harshberger.
Hold their signs up during the State of the Union.
That's not me. I wanted to go over there and grab a few of them, but Al Green was over here with his cane, and I'm like, gosh, dang it, boy, put that. He does not need that cane. That cane is a prop.
Well, 77 million people.
I'm wondering where my colleague said, screw the gold part off of that and see if there's a gun in there. I'm like, I don't know about that man. He's just weird out.
He's quoting the national average.
I mean, there's several things to unpack after what she said.
Right.
Number one, she called the man a boy. Dude is definitely not a fucking kid. So for her to call him a fucking boy is
that's racist.
That's disgraceful and racist as fuck.
Because y'all remember in slavery they used to call us boys. Girls.
You don't have to get an explanation on that. I think everybody knows. Then she says the dude has a gun in his cane. Like, these people are disgusting, man. The dude needs a cane to get around. She's talking about, I don't think he needs that cane. He has a gun in there.
He's faking it.
Like, what are you talking about? Not a black man has a gun? Like, dog, these
Next, she's going to be saying she's scared for her life.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
To be around him.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's just disrespectful. The man had back surgery, but somehow it becomes a conspiracy theory.
Yep.
Go ahead, switch it.
And they still won't say anything about the guy who brought a zip tie and bear spray to the Capitol.
And you know that they got to look over that January 6th stuff. You know they pardon all those people. All those people are good.
They're all innocent,
right? But the dude who's working and doing his job, he's a criminal with a gun and his cane. Like, what do you think this a James Bond movie, bitch? What are you talking about?
Right.
I don't understand these people, man. They are fucking weird as hell, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. And lastly, let's go ahead and get into a different kind of protest here. A well-known activist spray painted Trump Tower, hitting the unauthorized presidential seal they had on display. Let's go ahead and roll that video.
What a fucking piece of shit, bro.
And he sat down like, yep, I just did it. What you gonna do? I did it. F Donald Trump. I'm protesting Trump. I don't want him as president.
What guy's doing that? Hey guys,
They love bringing up the 94 crime bill.
It's so stupid. Isn't it 2025?
Don't touch him. Don't touch him. Do not touch him. Spray painted?
Where is Jasmine Crockett?
Name and badge number?
Get up out of here.
Badge number? What police force are you with? Lieutenant Judea, which police force are you with?
This is your country. This is your
Everybody's
country.
got back out.
This is
Everybody's
our
got back out.
country.
Everybody's got back out.
That's real.
Your
This is our planet.
That's
This
real.
is our country. This is our
The way they
planet.
just arrested this man like that.
You cannot ruin it without comment.
They are
Judea, how do you spell that?
Yeah. So, I mean, that is what you call a protest.
Yep.
He kept it calm, targeted. He made his point. He took responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't hurt anyone.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he did. He protested.
They said we won't disrespect the presidency, but we will call out if it's misuse. And honestly, I'm here for it. I'm glad he did it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't. This is what we do. You protest. If something is disgusting, switch the cameras, bro. If something is disgusting, something is not right, you protest.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to kill anyone like they did on January 6th. You don't have to do all those things, fight police officers, but you definitely can protest peacefully.
Yep.
So, and that's what this gentleman did, man. Now that wraps up the second segment of Habari News Weekly. Stay tuned. We got more news and real talk coming up.
Yep. Let's go ahead and run a commercial and we'll be right back.
He's like, it's a commercial. There you go.
Hey y'all, it's Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken, Habari Entertainment sponsor. Let's go get it.
Man, this Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken. I ain't never had a piece of fish that tastes so good. I'm not a shrimp person, but they fried shrimps. It's so good. It's so good. The dressing and the greens and the cornbread.
All right, so let's go. Looks like she's coming back. Let's go ahead and run that hot mess.
Get ready for the week's Hollywood hot mess with Iesha Rowan.
This week we're not sponsored by anybody, but if you would like to sponsor us, please email us at info@habarientertainment.com. We can tailor a package just to you for your business.
Right.
But this week, a lot happened in Hollywood. But Shannon Sharpe is the hot mess this week. If you guys haven't heard already, his legal team released a statement explaining his offer of at least $10 million to a rape accuser was not an admission of guilt, but an effort to keep personal, intimate details from becoming public. I believe we do have a video of him speaking with one of his accusers.
What? It's the accuser.
Well, the new one. Let's go ahead and run that one.
Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
We're not talking about now.
You want to be a dick to me now, so
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
oh no, have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the
They're labeling his current allegations as a shakedown, which is similar to a past allegation, allegedly baseless accusation that was done by Michelle Bundy Evans in 2010. Sharp's team is emphasizing that he had a consensual, though rough, sexual relationship with the accuser, and he plans to sue her for defamation. Recently, as we just listened to, the audio clips of him allegedly threatening to choke the woman. His team claims that that audio is part of consensual role play, not abuse. They're also saying that this lawsuit is brought on by the lawsuit from the Diddy case, Tony Busby. All of this is according to TMZ. So it's kind of a lot that's really going on here. But they did also release unverified text messages suggesting that the woman was requesting the rough sex. Despite her $50 million lawsuit that was filed against Sharp, he's denying all wrongdoing, and he's maintaining that his relationship, again, was consensual. And he has recently temporarily stepped away from ESPN in order to fight these allegations. Again, TMZ is the one that I got all of my information from, but let's go ahead and roll the clip of Shannon Sharp apologizing.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
It's crazy.
Now, Shannon has, denied all implications and denied everything that's came out. So, we just, we'll watch and see what happens, and we'll keep you guys updated. Because we can't say for sure, what's going on in this situation. But hopefully he gets a chance to defend himself, because we know in the court of public opinion, you're already guilty, no matter what you say or do. He stepped away from ESPN. I understand that. He still has his own podcast and things like that are paying him great money. So it's crazy, man. It's been a big thing to do since the Diddy case. A lot of people have been coming out. A lot of girls have been coming out since the Me Too, and it's been a lot of suing. And the first thing I always say is I don't understand why these people don't go to the police first. Why is it the first thing that they do is go after the suing and go after money? If he was doing something, manipulating you, choking you, and doing all these things, why didn't you go to the police and have a police report of what was going on so they can see the pictures of the fingers or whatever else that was on your neck from this man choking you?
Right.
These allegations that you could have went to the police and got proof of these things, but they never do that. They go straight to the lawyer and straight to suing. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. But if somebody did something physically to me that harmed me, the first place I'm going is to the police. For they can bring in the medics, and the medics can take pictures of what's going on. They can tell me what happened and what injuries has been sustained from this. And they can go right and arrest the dude. But that's not what they do. They go straight to their lawyers, go straight to try to sue somebody. I think it's weird. Yeah. Why is that why? Why wouldn't you do that? And then a lot of people are tearing Shannon Sharp apart. They are tearing this man apart online. A lot of black people are 100% calling him coons, sellouts. He's dumb. Oh, this wouldn't happen if he was with a black woman. All of the stuff, all of the bull that I'm seeing online, 100% bull. Oh, why he messing with girls so young? Oh, Monique told him that. Cat Williams told him. Everybody told him. That man don't have to fucking listen to y'all. The girls he's fucking with is legal. He can't go to jail for that. If he want to mess with young, that's his fucking problem.
Yep.
Now, do I think that it was what he did was intelligent? He probably should have known that this girl. But what do I know? I don't know what the fuck the situation is. I don't know what was going on between them. And all of us are just assuming that we know something that we have no fucking idea about. I'm arguing with people online. They trying to call this man all type lame names because of the situation he's in. I mean, it looks bad on his part. He could get girls more his age, but it's not illegal to do what he's doing.
Right.
Nicole, Anna Nicole?
Yep, Anna Nicole.
She had a 90-year-old man that she was married to. Everybody talked about how disgusting it was. But what can we do? These are grown-ups. Yep. You can't arrest them for this. You know, you can say that they're pieces of shit, that they're disgusting people because they're dating someone that's 30 years younger than them. But it doesn't make them stop doing what they're going to do. There's no police. There's nothing we can do about it, man. This girl, she's got this case, just like with Jay-Z. You saw people coming out immediately going against Jay-Z. Comes out, the girl's making it up. She's admitted everything. She's came through and said that she was sorry. Everything. People immediately believed her.
Right.
So you have to, I wish people would keep their opinions to their fucking self, but you know they won't do that. They got to talk about this man.
Joe
She looks
11
16
said,
and
right. You just like Shannon. Look at you and your girl. She looks 16 and you look over 40.
Right.
Well, thank you for saying that.
Right.
I'm 16. I mean, these genes are a blessing.
Right.
To be well in your 30s and say somebody tell you look 16.
Right.
Thank you, Joe 11. I appreciate that comment.
Hey man, that's craziness.
That's hilarious.
Right. 16. All right, bro.
But I mean, in other news
switch
this
the
week, China began returning Boeing jets amid the trade tensions. They're returning the airplanes to America. They're returning their 737 MAX jets, including one that was intended for Xi'an. I don't even know how to pronounce their airline, the name of their airline, but it's all due to the escalating trade and tariff wars, right? So that Boeing is about to have a lot of air jets and stuff that's just sitting on the lot because people are returning them. They're like, nah, we don't want them. We don't want to deal with America because of the tariffs. We got to pay for all of this. Even though we pre-ordered them, we're sending them back. We don't even want them here. And then Trump's final offer to Ukraine requiring territorial concessions this week. He said Trump proposed a peace plan for Ukraine that would require Kyiv to accept Russia's occupation of Crimea and parts of eastern Ukraine. And Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky rejected the proposal, labeling which Trump labeled as his final offer.
Yeah, man. The trade war has put us in some bad situations, man. And we are doing what we can every day to make it through this craziness. But we're seeing a drop in tourism. We're seeing a drop in imports, exports. We're seeing a drop in products that's on the shelf. And before things start getting worse and the companies start running out of products, and then they're going to have issues when they try to regroup and bring in new products because of the tariffs that's going to be on those products. And a lot of those products come from China.
Yep. And then, like we talked about last week, Shein and Temu had made an announcement that they would be raising their prices. They certainly did. They certainly did.
Yeah.
I saw the price of a pan, of a frying pan for eggs, right? It's got the little individual holes where you can put your own eggs in it.
Right.
The original price before the tariff took place, it was like $19, which is what you would think is a normal for price of a pan, right? That motherfucker's like $80 now. Yeah.
Wow.
On one of their sites, the pan on Temu, the pan went from $19 to $80.
And you know, the thing is that Trump voters have consistently said, "Oh, what's a big deal if something goes from 45 cents to 85 cents?"
Right.
That is not what's happening.
Exactly.
It's going from $20 to $80. The prices are quadrupling. And you people are sitting around acting like, "Oh, it's no big deal." No, it's a very big deal.
Right.
So what's going to happen? People are not going to buy these products.
Yep.
Then companies will start laying off people. Small businesses trying to get their supplies from China, they're going to hit with supply. They're going to be hit with supply issues.
With high operational costs.
Once they hit those supply issues, that means the supplies that they do have in stock are going to be worth 2 times more than what they are worth now.
Because they have very limited of that inventory.
Exactly. We're going to run into more and more problems, man. The more we do what we're doing.
Can I get the remote for the TV? Right. Also this week, university leaders are decrying government outreach, overreach. Over 150 U.S. university presidents, including those from Harvard and Princeton, have signed a letter condemning what they describe as the Trump's administration's overdue government intrusion into higher education. The letter responds to federal investigations into foreign funding and alleged campus anti-Semitism. These universities are saying the government cannot tell us as a private business who we can and cannot hire, who we can and cannot admit to our schools. We are a private company.
Right. Well, you know, it's amazing to see so many Republicans agreeing with overreach, government overreach, something that they cried about in the past a lot.
Exactly.
Something that they used to be against in all situations. Now they're okay with government overreach. Government going into companies telling them who they should hire, who they can't hire, who can they enroll in their schools, who they can't bring into their schools, what laws and rules they supposed to have on their schools. These are private entities. And this is how we're treating these companies.
Right.
This is how we're treating people.
And not only is he treating the universities like that, he's also saying that schools now have the ability to discipline your children, physically discipline your children. Trump's signed an executive order aimed at reinstating common sense school discipline policies, emphasizing objective behavior standards over diversity, equity, and inclusion considerations.
Wow.
While the order does not legalize corporal punishment, it has been raising concerns about what a potential return to physical disciplinary methods in schools would look like.
I mean, you can't even whoop your own kid
without having
without
DCFS.
the DCFS knocking on your door
Right.
and your neighbors looking at you crazy. But you're trying to tell me it's okay for some teacher to beat my kid? You people have lost y'all motherfucking mind, man. You can't do nothing to your own kids, but the teacher can discipline. And then we're giving more things for the teachers to do. They already have a plate that's overfilled with garbage. And you got to tell me that this is something else that you're putting on them? They already have 35 students per teacher.
Right.
And now you're trying to tell them that these teachers have to do the discipline and make sure that you're beating these kids or whatever kind of crap that you're trying to put in place? Like, this is insane to me, man. What are we doing? Instead of making sure that these kids are educated, we're fighting the system, taking out books, removing books because maybe the author was gay or the author was black. Or
the character in the book is gay, or
right.
the character in the book is black.
Right. You can't have that. Can't have any characters that's different than the norm. We're headed down a slippery slope right now, man. And this dude is okaying people to beat your kid.
Yep.
All the problems we have right now, this is what he's passing. I really don't understand it, man. I hope that that I don't know, man. We really can't do anything but just watch this dude just destroy America and take us back to the 60s.
Yep. But at least there was some good news this week. Former Representative George Santos was sentenced for fraud and identity theft.
He's a crook. You know, the Republicans always hollering fraud, but somehow it always comes from their party. It's pretty crazy.
Right. He's been sentenced to just over 7 years in federal prison for pleading guilty to wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. He admitted to misusing campaign funds and stealing identities to finance his campaign. Santos was also ordered to pay over $370,000 in restitution, and he must forfeit more than $200,000.
Man, I mean, what can you do, man? Dude put himself in this situation. He was a crook. He did everything to get his money, to put himself in a position to be able to run, and he was ripping people off, lying to people.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's always the people who are pointing at others and telling them that they're frauds and they're fraudulent and they're crooks. Seems to be the Republicans are always the one that's in this situation.
Right.
It's really crazy.
It is.
It's like the guy who cried wolf. It's always them. Always. It's like when they get caught in the bathroom, in the gay bathroom, because they've been talking about gays and how much they hate them.
Or when they
get caught in the bathroom with them. Right. It's crazy. But let's go ahead and let's run comic book corner right fast.
Get ready for the week's Hollywood hot mess with Iesha Rowan. Comic Book Corner, sponsored by
some comic book corner this week, man. We have the Thunderbolts will be coming out
this Friday,
so get pumped for that. You know, it's the MCU's anti-hero ensemble. It's coming together. I think it will release on May 2nd. It should be really, really great, man. We're really hoping that this movie is a big deal. We're going to dive into the latest and greatest in the world of comics and the cinematic counterpoints. Basically, go ahead.
We're spotlighting Marvel Studios' upcoming film, The Thunderbolts, which hits theaters this Friday, May 2nd, 2025. Woo woo! I know some of y'all are pumped to see it. We are too, so we will be seeing it.
Yeah, that's right, man. The Thunderbolts bring together a unique team of anti-heroes, each with a complex past, forced to unite for a high-stakes mission.
Yep. Leading the ensemble is Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova, the skilled assassin trained in the Red Room. Pugh reprises her role, bringing depth to a character grappling with the past and seeking redemption.
Yeah, man. Sebastian Stan returns as Bucky Barnes, also known as the Winter Soldier. Once brainwashed assassin, Bucky now seeks to lead this team, drawing parallels to characters like Randall McMurphy from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in terms of uniting a group of misfits.
And David Harbour is back as Alexei Shoshkotov, the Red Guardian, Russian's answer to Captain America. His dynamic with Yelena adds both tension and a heartfelt narrative.
Yeah, man. You got Riot Russell reprises his role as John Walker, a U.S. agent. After his controversial stint as Captain America, He's looking for a path for redemption.
Yep, and Olga returns as Taskmaster, a formidable fighter with photographic reflexes. Her journey from being controlled to seeking autonomy adds an additional layer to the team's dynamic.
Yes, and also new to the MCU is Louis Pullman as the Sentry, a superpowered individual with dual identities as the Void. He embodies darkness and invincibility, presenting both a powerful ally and a potential threat.
Yep, and then you got Hannah John Cameron reprising her role as Ghost. Now with better control over her phasing abilities, bringing a calm and divisive presence to the team.
Yeah, man. So you got Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She steps up as Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, the mastermind assembling this team. Her motives, power, control, and desire to make a significant impact in the MCU.
Yep. And the film is directed by Jake Shearer, who is known for Paper Towns, with a screenplay by Eric Pearson and Johanna Kahlo. It is set to be a grounded, character-driven, focusing on the humanity of these complex characters.
Early reactions are promising. Critics are praising the film's action, emotional depth, and the chemistry among the cast, especially highlighting performances by Florence Pugh and Louis Pullman.
Yep, and with these releases marking the end of Phase 5 of the MCU, Thunderbolts is poised to offer a fresh perspective on heroism, redemption, and the gray areas that lie in between.
Yeah, man. So that's it for Comic Book Corner for right now. Stay tuned for more updates as we approach the film's release. We will be checking this movie out, so we'll give you guys an update on the Friday or Saturday, next Saturday, after we watch it and check it out.
It comes out on Friday, so we won't be seeing it until Sunday, the 4th.
Oh goodness, yeah, that sucks.
So we'll give you ours the next week after.
All right, well, let's get into some sports, man. If I can talk some trash, first, go ahead.
Habari Sports.
Y'all see this? Look at that. Look at that.
Oh,
man. I couldn't believe when I thought the video was fake when I saw it, and I had to go back and rewatch it. Like, this, he really did this.
Man, this dude's flopping has came to a head. Everybody's seen this video and this dude flopping. It's ridiculous, man. One of the funniest clips of the week. But we have to talk about. Let's get into the NFL draft, man. Drama, man. The NFL draft.
Drama.
So, welcome to Habari Sports. I'm Damon Ellison, like always, here to break down the latest in the NFL draft and the NBA playoffs. First, let's get into the NFL draft. Mr. Shedeur Sanders, man, has slid, man.
Sabar said he was drafted in the 5th round.
Yeah, that's what we've just heard, man. He's been drafted in the 5th round. The 2025 NFL draft has taken a surprising turn, with Sanders being drafted in the 5th round. Deion Sanders was Deion Sanders' son, and he was projected to be a top 5 pick at one time, but he still remained undrafted at the start of this morning. Concerns about his arm strength, decision making, and high number of sacks during college has been the reason why they said teams have turned away. His career at Colorado have been cited as reasons for his fall. Additionally, some teams were reportedly wary of potential distractions due to his father's high-profile presence, which is really ridiculous. Despite the setback, Shedeur remains optimistic, stating, "We all didn't expect this, of course, but this is fuel to the fire. Teams like the Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers, and the New Orleans Saints are potential suitors as the draft continues." Where can you look up and see where he was finally picked?
Yeah, I can. But in the meantime, we got comments from Sabar. Snow Bunny, Bugs Bunny, and Dumb Bunny. Lakers in 5.
You can't say Lakers in 5 anymore, bro. It has to be 6. They already lost 2 games. Now to win in 5, you have to beat them. They can only beat you once. So Lakers in 5 is over with, which I'm happy because I was so sick of y'all saying that shit. I really was, man. So I really can be happy because the Lakers lost again, and LeBron did score 38 points, but I don't know, man, if the Lakers can get it done with the bench and no rim protection that they have. You still haven't found it?
Give me a second. Goodness, the page got a load.
All right. So turning to the NBA playoffs real fast, man. The first round has been full of excitement and surprises. Oklahoma City Thunder versus Memphis Grizzlies. The Thunder showcased their dominance with a historic 51-point victory in Game 1 and a remarkable 26-point game comeback in Game 3, putting the Grizzlies on the brink of elimination. The Grizzlies, man, they were really doing well until Ja Morant got hurt. Scottie Pippen Jr., he went up for a layup that he probably should have taken, but he wanted to give. They wanted to give. He wanted to give Ja Morant the layup, and Ja Morant went over the back of another player, and he was out. And once he left, it was over with, man.
144th pick overall, 5th round.
And he went to the Cleveland Browns. So one of the teams that we did have listed as he could be suitor. So the Browns, they have issues with their quarterback staying healthy. Their quarterback has just been injured for the last couple years. He had these issues with the masseuse. So I mean, the Browns that was probably a good pick for them, and they got him in the low round, so they don't have to pay him a whole lot of money, and they can save a lot of things. And he also has time to learn. He can learn behind the starting quarterback now in Cleveland already, and he can sit back, learn some things, and become a good player, man. Because I think the kid has a great future. A lot of teams were scared off about him, but that happens sometimes in the draft. A lot of players fall. We saw Tom Brady fall. We saw Doug Flutie not get drafted at all back in the 80s. He had to go to Canada to prove himself that he could play before anybody would even give him a chance.
Those
so sometimes
were excuses. Schroeder had the best completion in the country, 70%.
Yeah, man. Sometimes that stuff doesn't matter. Sometimes they look at other things, other intangibles where they think it won't work for their team. So I mean, I don't agree. I think the kids should have went higher, but you can't argue with these teams who think that that it should have been they felt as though he didn't fit their culture or whatever reasons that they didn't draft him. But at least somebody did. We knew he was going to get drafted. He wasn't going to go undrafted. So I mean, it's crap that he failed, but at least he's in there, and I hope that he does a good job and has a good future and prove all the haters wrong. And prove all the haters wrong. And I hope nothing but great things for the kids' future, man. But next up, we got the Boston Celtics versus the Orlando Magic in the NBA playoffs. The Celtics, despite being the number 1-2 seed, faced a setback with a 95-93 loss to the Orlando Magic in Game 3, highlighting the competitive series. We do have Jason Tatum out, but Orlando's come to play, man. They're not punking out. They are coming to play. Let me see what he say. Tom Brady didn't fail. He was an 8th round pick because he was a backup. Yeah, man, but Tom had great intangibles. That doesn't, all those things doesn't always make some quarterbacks could go higher. That was a bad situation that he put him in the 8th round. After all these years, everything that Tom Brady proved, we know that was a bad situation that all those teams passed on him into the fucking 8th round. That's bad. Let's go into this Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Miami Heat. The Cavaliers set a playoff record with 11 3-pointers in a single quarter during Game 2, asserting their offensive prowess against the Heat. They're just blowing them out, man. And we also had the Cleveland Cavaliers, their power forward won the Defensive Player of the Year. Why can't I think of the man's name right now? Let's see. Evan Mobley, my bad. Evan Mobley won the defensive player of the year, and dude, they're playing great defense. Cleveland is going to be a problem in the future in the East for who has to play him. All right, we got the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves have taken a 2-1 series lead after a 116-104 victory in Game 3, challenging the Lakers' path forward. Overall, the playoffs have garnered significant attention, with the opening weekend being the most watched in 25 years, averaging 4.4 million viewers. The 2025 NBA playoffs, man, like I said, it's been great so far. But we like that the channels are doing better with giving you options on streaming to watch it. I've watched a lot of games on Max, and I watched some games on Disney. These are the things
and some of them been on Prime too.
Yeah, these are the things that's going to give you access to the playoffs, and more people will watch them. There's a lot more games that was on the game that was on ESPN the other night. Disney didn't have the games on there, and I think that's garbage.
They should have all the games.
All the games should be on Disney for people to watch it. I don't understand why they do this shit.
Especially since they own
ESPN. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Put the fucking games on for people can watch them. Everybody is streaming nowadays. Nobody fucking watches cable.
Right.
Put the game streaming. And I think that's the only reason it did so well the first week is because people were able to watch the games via stream. Put the games on the streams, man. So that's all for sports segment today. We really appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll get you updated. And like I said, I'm happy to hear that Mr. Sanders was finally drafted. Prove the haters wrong, man. Don't dwell too much on not getting drafted where you wanted to. Just prove them wrong.
Right.
Mark down all the teams that passed on you. Make sure that you prove to them that you should have been drafted.
When you go up against these teams that passed you up, you
real.
mopping them up on the field.
That's real. He's a good kid. You know, he all the people talking about he needs to be humbled and all this crap they talking about. I don't know the kid. Only thing I know is he's worked hard. His dad was a great player, and I think that he would do well. It doesn't matter where you're drafted. It matters what you do after you're put into the league. And we hope good luck to that kid and all the kids that were drafted, man, in the NFL. Good luck to you. So we'll look forward to this next week. We got Trump, you know, he's looking at hopefully setting a deal with tariffs, and hopefully these 125% tariffs with China comes down. The stock market is really hopeful when Trump starts talking about putting these plans in place, making a deal with China. That's a hopeful outlook. That's why the stock markets went a little bit up on Friday, hoping that he set some type of deal, and they're talking. When it comes out that it's all lies, the stock market is probably going to plummet again. We need Trump and China to get together and figure something out. China is calling Trump's bluff. He's calling his bluff. So next week we'll talk more about it, man, and get more into it. But until then, man, stay diligent. Keep up the fight. Know your rights. Don't stay quiet. Speak up. Fight
against
injustice, racism, and this crazy administration. We really appreciate everybody that joined in, and even the dude that said I look over 40. And I
appreciate you for saying I look 16.
Whatever, man. He disrespected me, so you know what I'm saying. Whatever. Don't disrespect me talking about she looks 16, but I look over 40. That a bitch. I look good for 40. Fuck you. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us, man. We really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys subscribe.
And thank you to everyone on TikTok for reaching out, for joining in.
Yeah.
Saying hi, for sharing the feed.
Switch the cam.
We appreciate all of you guys. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everybody. If you watch us, where you watching us from, let us know in the comment section how you found us. Was it YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram?
Yeah. And
or was it TikTok? Let us know.
Anything that you want to talk about or you want us to discuss, you can also bring it over to and send it over to us at info@Habari Entertainment, and we will discuss it. And just hit us up, man. Doesn't matter your view. We're just open to have open dialogue about what's going on in the country and how people feel about the way the country is going.
We welcome your opinions.
Yeah, we welcome all the opinions, and that's what we're about. Normal people talking about what's going on in the world and trying to make a difference. All right?
You look good for 50, Pawpaw.
Ain't that a bitch?
Well, you supposed to say thank you to that.
Nah, hell no, I ain't saying thank you to that. It's disrespectful. Not 50, not yet. My day is coming, but I'm not there yet, bro. All right, man. We appreciate you guys, and have a good rest of your day.
Holla, holla.
Thanks for watching another episode of Habari Live. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get updates on news, the podcast, and more. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to visit www.habareentertainment.com. See you next week. Peace.